practice.
So you think I ain't gonna speak from my heart? You know, so I want 1,000. Yeah. I done turned a dancer to a trophy. I done bought rings like Kobe. Never sent a tweet with emotion. So she heard I said lean, she got emotion. Codeine got my heart like opium. I feel her heartbeat when I'm hugging her. Take me back to Kingston to see my ancestors. Kissing on your grave and some red leather. Turbo Panamera to see bird feathers. Keep lying on me like Carmelo. Don't lie to me, I'm on God levels.
Yeah. You know the fucking vibes. We out here, man. It's your boy, Mr. Motion Films. Welcome back to another episode of the This Thing of Oz show. We back, we live, man. I want to give a big shout out for ourselves to the Denver Nuggets on winning the NBA championship Monday night as they beat the Miami Heat in best of 7 series at 5 games. 94-89 was the score. Nikola Jokic, once again, the two-time MVP, had 28 points and 16 rebounds, man. Shout out to Mike Malone and the crew. Also want to give a big shout out to Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a lot of the forgotten guys that are veterans in the league like Ish Smith, Jeff Green, and also one and only DeAndre Jordan. There was a lot of laughter after the finals ended Monday night as Jokic was saying he was ready to go home. He didn't really care to celebrate as memes was going around of him popping a bottle. First time I guess in his career he's ever popped a bottle during a celebratory win of such a prestigious accomplishment of winning the NBA championship. So shout out to the Joker, man, on finally accomplishing winning the championship. It's going down. We back, man, but we gonna get into some NBA free agency talks as the Golden State Warriors are reportedly exploring a big trade to move up in the NBA draft in a couple weeks. Though the Warriors clearly need to improve on getting past the Nuggets in the West, they're somewhat boxed in with an aging core right now. Jonathan Givon and Jeremy Wu's mock draft has the Warriors taking Michigan's Jeff Howard at the number 819 pick, pointing out that the appetite for taking more projects will likely be limited due to the narrow window for maximizing the prime of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and others as well. For those of you that don't know, Draymond Green is about to be a unrestricted free agent, so he has the player option to either leave the Warriors or with now former GM that just stepped down last month, Bob Myers, not in the picture anymore. It's highly likely that we might have seen Draymond Green in his last, the last of him being part of the Golden State Warriors organization. But me personally, I do feel that we might see Draymond resign with the Warriors. I don't really see any other teams out there right now. I could see him being a great fit on, saying if he was to start for those teams. But I think Draymond is going to stay put in Golden State more than likely. Also, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal could possibly be on the move. Saying that if the Wizards are looking to make a rebuild because Kyle Kuzma as well as Kristaps Porzingis, they are also free agents as well. So say if those two guys were to leave to go to other teams this summer, possibly they might end up putting them on the trade block. There was rumors saying that possibly the Celtics was interested, the Lakers, and also the Milwaukee Bucks. But in my opinion, who would be the best team possible for Bradley Beal to start on right now? Him and Giannis would be interesting, but I don't think they're winning the championship with him and Giannis Antetokounmpo anytime soon if he was to go over there. And, they got some inspiring contracts. Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez, they are also free agents as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Bradley Beal. I probably, he just signed that big $200+ million extension last season? Yeah, last off season actually. if I was him, you know, I would definitely be on the move because, you know, ever since John Wall left the Washington Wizards, the Wizards have been out of sight, out of mind in the Eastern Conference and throughout the NBA. The draft takes place next Thursday live on ESPN and ABC. Check it out. As number one pick, Victor Wembanyama, he is going to be the number one overall pick in the draft. And it's going to be interesting to see where Scoot Henderson and also Brandon Miller drop to in the draft. There's been trade talks this morning as I was watching First Take on ESPN. ESPN expert Brian Windhorst was talking about possibly the New Orleans Pelicans could be moving on from Zion Williamson, them trading him for get to Charlotte and getting that third overall pick. Possibly it could be Scoot Henderson because more than likely the second pick for Houston will be Brandon Miller, the standout from Alabama. He had a big NCAA tournament play as well. Me personally, I do believe that it's possible that Zion could be on the move, as he was in the media. He was in the tabloids last week for dealing with a porn star by the name of Mariah Mills. Basically putting him on blast, as Zion now has a little baby on the way. So it's going to be interesting to see what takes place with Zion Williamson and the whole New Orleans Pelicans saga. Possibly, I don't see them trading Brandon Ingram or CJ McCollum anytime soon, as those guys was on the prowl. And DeAndre Jordan, it's a trade proposal. Possibly he could be getting $96 million. There was a trade proposal that went out that the Suns could trade DeAndre Ayton to the Charlotte Hornets for Terry Rozier, Cody Martin, and the 34th pick in this year's NBA draft going down next week. Basically, Terry Rozier's next team will really tell the tale of what to make of him. The Scary Terry era in Boston, which he ate with Barry Bledsoe live in the 2018 playoffs to be exact. Rozier to me would be a great offset of playing with Devin Booker and also Kevin Durant, because I feel like those two guys need a point guard that can score more as well as defend. And Terry Rozier can get hot at any moment when he has the ball. Even though he's been in Charlotte the last few years, I feel the Celtics should have kept him with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. But it's going to be interesting to see what takes place, as it's a lot to cover these next couple of weeks. There's a lot of our favorite players out there are free agents. We got Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kristaps Porzingis, Brook Lopez, Kyle Kuzma, Draymond Green, just to name a few that's out there. It's going to be free agents. But we are going to go to a quick commercial break. Breaking news, we're going to go into some hip-hop. Lil Boosie has just been arrested on federal charges. He just got locked up, so there hasn't been any much details on that. But we're going to go to a quick song right here. This is Doughboy from Free Band Gang. It's called The Way I Walk. This is this thing of our show, and we'll be back.
$800K in 5 months. I was making around $10,000, $15,000 a year. And then suddenly I made like $100K. The thing I love. She pushed me in this, and I do need to fuck her. You know I got that 50 on me. Let's stop playing with me. You better run for us. When you see them killers in that minivan comes, pull a hop out, walk down with a handgun. Nigga wouldn't respect none till you stand over some. Money came, but I claim them rubber bands come with drums. We don't try to rubber bands, then you're done. Rubber band money gang till I'm in the grave or something. You ain't never put in work, boy, you just wanna claim some. Pull up, leave a nigga wet, shooter tryna train son. He ain't never on respect when we try to take son. This a trait, not a take. Pull up, try and blame son. And everybody gotta check till it's time to pay for son. Gang shit, just the way I talk. I don't try by no more, it's just the way I walk. Gang shit, yeah, them things gotta cross. She don't fuck with broke lanes, why your main got boss. Gang shit, Nick Kane got lost. Foot hook got sprayed, white talk. Gang shit, just the way I walk. Pussy nigga got caught, ain't my fault. Oh, really? I ain't never been a lame, sorry, boy.
R Show. We back, episode 2, man. I'm your host, Mr. Motion. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope y'all having a good day, great week as well. We gonna get into some breaking hip hop news as Baton Rouge legendary rapper himself, Boosie Badass, whose real name is Torrance Hatch, was recently arrested today on federal charges. The Baton Rouge rapper was in court Wednesday for a gun case that was later dismissed. A spokesperson from the San Diego District Attorney Office stated the report added. However, the rapper was arrested on another legal issue by agents in the courtroom soon after the gun case was wrapped up, according to the report. Recently, Lil Boosie was reportedly involved in a traffic stop when officers allegedly discovered the 2 guns. Right now, there's no timetable, any updates on anything, so we just gonna keep our heads up and prayers. Free Boosie, man. You know, the feds is out here lurking with all these rappers, man. Make sure y'all get y'all security. Stop riding around here with choppers like y'all in Iraq in the war. You know, I always want to say free Young Thug, man. Whenever, hopefully, he come home soon and beat these charges he dealing with right now as well. But we gonna take it to boxing real quick. Y'all know I'm a huge boxing fan, and yesterday was the big, huge face-off press conference in Vegas as Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford is finally happening. This fight has been 4 or 5 years in the making. Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford both vowed to cement their legacies when they meet next month on July 29th in Las Vegas in what will be called the Fight of the Year. Arguably the biggest boxing match since Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in 2015. The undisputed welterweight championship will be on the line as Errol Spence holds the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC titles, while Terrence Crawford owns the WBO belt at 147 pounds. But more importantly, the winner will stake a legitimate claim to the pound-for-pound throne abdicated by Canelo Alvarez last year. Terrence Crawford, who is 39-0 with 30 knockouts, he is currently ESPN's #1 pound-for-pound boxer, but he will need to push past his toughest test in Errol Spence, a big, stronger southpaw with an opposing pressure style. I'm going to give y'all a quick quote from Spence as he said, "This is the biggest fight in boxing right now." Spence, who is age 33, said Tuesday at the LA News Conference, one day before he and Crawford shared the stage a second time in NYC. "This is a legendary fight. It's an old school fight. This is like the fights my dad used to tell me about. It's the best fight in the best. This matchup is considered the best boxing match that boxing could deliver right now. One's fans have waited for years. It's not a summit meeting at 147 pounds between 2 undefeated boxers, but also fighters who appear headed for the Hall of Fame." Spence, who is 28-0 with 22 knockouts, and Crawford are set to share the ring in the years of frustration for fans who wish to see 2 of the top 5 pound-for-pound boxers who are both in their primes right now. I'm a fan of both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and as a fan of boxing, this is going to be the fight of the year. I feel like Terrence Crawford has a steep hill ahead of himself, and definitely, I got Errol Spence winning this fight. Possible knockout. This is definitely going to go the difference. I think this is going to be a unanimous decision fight. But this is going to be the best fight of the year. Arguably the biggest match since Pacquiao Mayweather. These 2 guys are pound for pound in the welterweight, middleweight division. I do believe that both Crawford and I would say Spence is probably going to have to move down in weight as he's 152 right now just to match up to 147. Pretty sure he could lose that in the next few weeks to come as he's in training camp right now, getting prepared to take on Bud Crawford himself. But Top Rank, this is a big fight for them. PBC Boxing, Premier Boxing, and Top Rank, obviously. It's been a couple years since Bud left Top Rank, so he's now with PBC finally as Bob Arum, the legendary boxing manager himself, who used to manage Floyd Mayweather when he was in his Pretty Boy Floyd days. So, this is PBC versus PBC. Arguably, this is going to be a big fight. Everybody's going to be out there. I just want to say free Gervonta Davis as he's doing some quick time right now. Whoever wins this fight, I think is going to be, they're going to have to see Canelo Alvarez. I know Jermell Charlo, he's another name that's been swinging out there for whoever could be the next bout for those guys. But I think Canelo will easily be, I would love to see Errol Spence and Canelo maybe later this year or going into next year. But we'll see, man. But I definitely got Errol Spence winning this fight fair and square. I also want to say free my brother Sue Surf as he was in the spaces yesterday talking about the recent leaving of Errol Easy, the block captain. Over Friday, he put a Microsoft Word statement on Twitter saying that he's no longer a member of Gun Titles, which is the prestigious battle rap group who had a big 2022 in battle rap with the likes of members of Chess, Tay Rock, Sue Surf, and female battle rapper Prestavia. Right now, he's the block captain. These last few months, he's been dealing with contractual situations with the Ultimate Rap League, the URL, due to his battle he had against Hitman Holla back in February in New York on the Chrome 23 Remy Ma's Battle League. So obviously there was some paperwork that was put out a week or two ago saying that Easy was still under contract for 5 to 6 years and that he wasn't supposed to battle Hitman Holla, but he took the battle anyway. I feel like Easy fucked up. And he shouldn't have did that because when you do that, you're burning bridges. There's a lot of battles people want to see with Easy right now. Obviously, Murder Mooks. You got, Shotgun Shugs. There's a lot of legendary twerks. Rum Nitties. A lot of legends in the culture right now that fans like myself and others want to see Easy battle against. So, but that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get into a record by my boy Sue Surf. This is called Perks and Paranoia featuring Leaf Ward off the Until Further Notice mixtape. We'll be back on the This Thing About show.
So I'm still there when I leave. Heard y'all tell you. He ain't got no work under his belt, he can't go. We don't do emotion, they know that's something we can't show. He ain't putting on his new hot pack when he can't blow. That block was a little too long and he ran slow. We gon' get back for my niggas, we vowed and we really did it. They compared me to Boosie, he rap and he really with it. Niggas never did enough for the one of mine in the middle. Got the drop, we went up top on that nigga, he shit it. We gon' only tell the truth and then you could Google the proof. We gon' let that nigga hang himself, just give him the noose. Niggas know I'm from the deuce, it's gon' take a while to get used. 5'7" sound like a flute duck by that truck and go through it. I'm so deep inside the trenches like I'm still there when I leave. Love you tripping when I cry, and hell gun smoke when I breathe. I can tell you what we did, but you probably ain't gonna believe. Body snatching like we thieves, that's the proper way to grieve. Hit my knees and beg the Lord forgive me, but here come your child. They can try whatever, but only gonna do what you allow. Niggas fall, they took my brother, he his mother only child. That's why I ain't smile in a while. I try to forgive, I don't know how. Ratting out the window towel, this real life, this ain't no style. Walk that son to his dish before he could walk down the aisle. Tears dripping down my mom's face, somebody got paid for that. He came down crib and hit our son, he in the way for that. We take that shit to furthers when it's war, we don't play with that. Stand for law, my ratchet in the masjid, I pray with that. Told me bring that pain back, but I was trying to change that. Spin, he got hit but not bent, so he came back. Close enough to touch the guarantee hit what I aim at. That nigga had his pull, we still send his soul where the rain at. Wait, by the worst, got in that room, ain't say a word. We don't really know who did it, we gon' go off what we heard. Percocets and paranoia, got keep one up in the head.
Yeah. Fire bars, man. Shout out to my dog Sue Surf. Free the wave, man. Free Sue Surf. Shout out to all my peoples in Jersey. Shout out to Suge, Ars, Old Red, Twerk, Poppin', Quad, what's the word, gang? That was Perks and Paranoia off the Until Further Notice project, man. Free the wave, man. We gonna get into some presidential news right now. As former President Donald Trump made his first appearance yesterday in a federal courtroom in Miami after he was indicted in an investigation into his handling of classified documents. Trump, who has repeatedly denied any allegations of impropriety, entered a not guilty plea to his attorneys and did not speak at all during the court appearance. Trump has been charged with 37 counts 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information, 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice, 1 count of withholding a document or record, 1 count of corruptly concealing a document or record, 1 count of concealing a document of federal investigation, 1 count of scheme to conceal, and 1 count of false statements and representations. And I don't know what the hell is about to happen with this man, because it's about time he take his ass to jail. He been getting a lot of weight with a lot of highway robbery, and it's time for Trump to be locked up so they won't let him out. In the words of Akon. But they need to lock that man up because he been doing a lot of cornball corrupt shit. If it was a black man doing that, he would have been locked up and they would have threw away the key. I ain't no fan of Trump and I ain't no fan of Joe Biden, but I pay attention to politics as much as possible, but it's time for Donald Trump to be locked up. And that's all I gotta say on that. But we gonna get right back into some more sports news, as there could be another blockbuster trade. It's free agency is heating up before it's even July 1st, y'all. This is my favorite time of the year with new players or players that I am fans of on the move. Man, several reports have been confirmed. The future of Phoenix Suns point guard Chris Paul is in doubt after injuries once again cut his season short. According to NBA insider Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports, the Suns could be moving on from CP3 to the LA Lakers for $117 million point guard D'Angelo Russell. Fisher also mentions Phoenix was interested in acquiring Russell from the Timberwolves before he got sent to the Lakers at the deadline. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: I'm a Lakers fan. I'm still pissed off we got swept by the now NBA champion Denver Nuggets. I don't care what we do with D'Angelo Russell. As long as he ain't back on my team, I could care less, because I would rather have Chris Paul right now. I know what I'm going to get from Chris Paul. He might not be the greatest defender there is, but he going to get you a quick 17, 15, and 11 assists. He going to lead the league in assists. He going to do what he's supposed to do. Even though D'Angelo Russell and Devin Booker have a friendship, I think that would be a better trade. I do believe Chris Paul and LeBron need to be teammates before it's all said and done. With Anthony Davis, he's aging. He's about to be 30. I think AD needs to get in the gym this summer. He needs to get his body in tip-top shape. He needs to work out with LeBron. He needs to do a lot, because the Lakers can't afford to be a playing team next year. They have to be one of the top 4 teams in the West. They had a great year, even though they got swept. And LeBron is still playing at an all-time high level. They got a lot of expiring contracts. I pray that they bring back Rui Hachimura and obviously extend my dog Austin Reeves, AR-15, who arguably was the most consistent Laker all year. Coming out of the G League, obviously he had an incredible playoff run, especially in that Memphis Grizzlies series. It's just that they couldn't do anything with Joker. They're gonna have to bring in another big man to back up AD. Possibly, maybe I'm thinking of Brook Lopez, maybe a Jeremy Grant. I know I seen his name swirling out there. A Porzingis, his name's been swirling around. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, man. One center I love to see on this Lakers team would be Naz Reid from the Timberwolves. I think Naz Reid is a guy that got size. I feel like Jared Vanderbilt is a decent defender, but he's not consistent on both ends of the court. And in the way the NBA is right now, I think we're getting out of the small ball era. As we've seen with the Warriors this year, that small ball era is starting to die down, as you've seen teams like the Sixers, teams like Boston, teams like Denver, they're going back to having that 7 feet tall front line, as Denver did with Joker and Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. being in the front court, guys over 7'6" to 7 feet tall in the lineup. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this summer with this whole Chris Paul situation. I love CP3. He's one of my favorites. He's my top 5 point guards of all time. But it might be time for him to get out of Phoenix and team up with LeBron for probably the last couple of years of his career. But let's get into some BSF Griselda, man. I spoke to Benny the Butcher the other day. He's on tour right now. West Side Gun right now. He's working on a new album on Will God Do It. Conway's on tour right now. He was here a couple weeks ago. So the whole Griselda family, they doing their thing, man. But let's get into one of my favorite members of the crew. This is Ricky Hyde with Ronda Rousey. We'll be right back.
New year, new money. It's up. Ricky!
This is Conway featuring Benny and Westside Gun, John Woo Flick. God delay on the streets.
Tell them rap niggas we taking over. Had to change the floor up. Now I'm in the Maybach sipping a spade mimosa. Take a big and make a quota with the baking soda. Pray that Jehovah came with the shoulder strap. Spray is over. Wait, hold up. If I say so, spray a roll, I spray the fold up. Niggas good fellas like Ray Liotta. Spray the 80, the baby woke up. Shoot a sniff the game, he need to wake his nose up. I'm from the east side. The niggas over here be wild. And catch a body throwing bullets like Aaron Rodgers. I'm looking at these rap niggas like this. Their problems. I'm about to put away your head like Larry Johnson. Cushion in the morning, drink my yak in the day. I'm tired of hearing old niggas talk about back in the day. I ride around with two things. That's a Mac and a K. Act like I play. I'm pulling up and I'ma blast you away. I need to see the money pile over. My shooter coming off the bench like Kyle Korver. Had the body for one and left his file older. I'm Kobe Bryant on my team. I'm the fucking closest. Spray 80, the baby woke up.
Yeah. We back. We late. We outside, man. You know what the fuck going on, man. It's your boy, Mr. Motion Films. Welcome back to This Thing of Our show. That was my dog, Conway the Machine, John Woo Flick, featuring Westside Gun and Benny the Butcher. Shout out to the old Griselda family, man. But a lot of events going on this weekend. Before we close out, we got Hyde Park Summer Music Festival going down at Hyde Park this weekend. Headliner will be the Clips, Pusha T and his brother Malice, 2 Chainz, Uncle Waffles, Oxlade. We got Alex Isley. Shout out to my dog DJ Ringo. He will be spinning on Saturday as well. And then on Sunday, we got Lil Kim, we got Toby Niagui, Robert Glasper, and then at the end there will be a big Chicago hip hop 50th anniversary performance from my dog Vic Mensa. Happy belated birthday, bro. Twista, Sean, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die. Lola Brooke, also female artist from New York, she's gonna be in the stage. And Dreamville's Omen, one of J. Cole's longtime artists, Omen, Chicago land native. He will be in the stage. A few DJs gonna be out there. Got the Cash Era, Protege, Red Cup Karaoke. They're gonna be out there on another stage. Shout out to DJ Diesel. My girl DJ Noski gonna be out there. Mustafa Rocks, Bulu Master, the legend, and my dog Ty Hill, man, OG himself, man. So definitely get your tickets right now. Hyde Park Festival is going down on Saturday and Sunday. All day is gonna be from 11 to 11 at the Midway Plaza field. Get out there early, man, because it's gonna be a movie. Man, last week I also want to give a shout out to the Locks and Rick Ross as they took the stage at Vegan Dell Fest. I was out there working the bar area, but at the end I did get a chance to see Rick Ross perform. The Locks, a lot of people did not know they would have been on the stage, but Jadakiss and Styles P performed as well. Shout out to Sheek Louch. It was a dope event, man. It was the first time I seen all those brothers perform at the same time. So seeing a lot of my favorite artists get out there and do their thing was dope. But definitely that was a dope event. I did not know a lot of black people was vegan, so that was kind of funny to me. But yeah, man. Shout out to all the vegans out there, man. But we gonna close this out with a single from one of my favorite artists right now, Simba, from the Bay Area. This is called Top G. Thank y'all for listening and watching and tuning in to this week's show. We're gonna be back tomorrow. We'll have a couple guests talking about some NBA free agency stuff, as well as the Denver Nuggets and a couple other things going down in the sports land and hip hop situation. So we gonna sign out, man. Thank y'all for tuning in and watching the This Thing of Our show. We out.
Me? Yeah. Well, I plan to get rich. Okay. I plan to succeed through the chaos. Feel me? Hey! Pillow talking on 100,000. Moonwalking over mountains, that's 400 ounces. When I was younger, I prayed for this power. I just wish they would have told me this don't come with flowers. No, never lived in public housing. Mama always found a way to keep us grounded. Nanny died, my family got divided. My uncle lost his mind, that nigga never found it. In a generation of validation, where niggas always on vacation from